Kia ora. My name is Patrick Jones, and this is my presentation Strong Communication. The importance and practice of strong communication in a reprocessing environment. Articulate communication. Those who are articulate can convey information clearly and effectively. They understand how to modulate their speech and pace their words. This skill makes communication easier, direct, and thus more effective. When you can articulate, you build your own confidence and others' confidence in you. Your words have a greater impact. Most importantly, you reduce misunderstandings and misinterpretations. As someone whose first language is not English, it is important for me to be articulate when giving feedback, relying information, negotiating, and when explaining concepts. I recall having to use articulation when I was discussing damage instrument with my colleague. When we were figuring out our next steps, not only did she ask me to repeat myself, she made confused expressions indicating a struggle to understand me. Also, the need to articulate, slow my pacing. I become mindful of my jaw and mouth movements, making an effort to improve pronunciation. I also keep my vocabulary simple and direct. When I use articulation in a discussion, the change was obvious. My colleague was now receptive and engaged with my ideas. We were able to collaborate toward a solution. When I use articulation, I save time, improve clarity, and was able to work with others better. Increasing efficiency and eliminating misunderstandings overall promotes safety when reprocessing. Now, written communication. As I've said to you before, English is my second language. This means I often have to explore alternative methods of communication, such as written communication. Written communication refers to sign, urgent notices, forms, emails, and things of this nature. Having strong literacy and written skills can greatly contribute to smoother operations. As a technician, I am often required to relay information quickly when abnormal situation arises. The urgency and need to adapt quickly is a challenge for me. Thus, I will utilize written communication. For example, I was asked to order some chemical for the washer depicted here on the screen. When I received this email, they did not specify the amount of product or communicate the urgency of this request. So I utilize a written communication skill to quickly shot back an email for clarification. They are responded in a timely manner and provided all the details are requested. As opposed to an in-person discussion or phone call, written communication such as emails are most efficient when it comes to this orders request. Had I not used written communication, I would have taken a long time seeking out the person of interest. It would have interested my colleagues. Written communication also provides a record of this request, promoting traceability. Therefore, written communication promotes safe practice as it encourages accountability and prioritizes efficiency. Open communication showing openness to my colleagues when communicating is important. When giving or receiving feedback, making decisions on behalf of others, or conveying information, I utilize open communication. Being receptive or open to others may means being aware of my body language, eye contact, attentiveness, and how that translates. Being open when communicating in a skill that signals to others I am trustworthy and approachable colleague. I recall an example when I had to use body language to communicate an issue. I was explaining this problem to my colleague regarding damaged instrument. In this case, the instrument depicted there, which is a forceps, I use body language to physically demonstrate the extent of the damage. We both agree after this demonstration that this forceps will be sent for repair. If I did not bring along the instrument and communicate my concern through physical demonstration, my colleague may not have understood the extent of my damage. She may have tried to suggest concessions or other solutions without full extent. Be able to communicate through body language reduces the chance for misunderstandings and shows I prioritize keeping my colleague well informed. Promoting equality and reducing misunderstanding through open communication makes for safer practice when reprocessing. In summary, my presentation today consisted of three skills in communication. Firstly, I examine how articulation can completely alter a conversation. When I stop and articulate myself, people understand me. They responded sincerely to my ideas. I show you that articulation has improved my work environment and promotes safe processing, reprocessing practices through clarity. I discuss the benefit of written communication. Consider my previous example. For someone like me who is not predisposed to the English language, I can quickly fulfill orders with this skill. Alerting my colleague and staff when urgent matters arise absolutely promotes safe practice in the processing environment. Finally, I talk about the importance of body language, and that is my favorite. Helping people to understand important matters through my physical language help operations go smoothly, improve our functionality, and promote safe practice in the department. To conclude, I can confidently say my ability to communicate and my perspective on communication have changed for the better thanks to this course. Kakite.